You determine whether an experience makes you bitter or brighter. Last year, as we were in this room, we had sunshine in our pockets, and we were super excited about going out and making a difference in our fellow chapter members' lives and the other people that we come in contact with. Our focus last year, as we closed out the 2017 chapter development training, was to brighten futures, to become part of someone's story, to make a bigger impact. We talked about how BNI is more significant than thank you for close business and referrals, that it's so much bigger than that. And that as BNI members, we have the opportunity to transform lives, to make a difference, to be the name that someone is inspired to write on their sunshine badge. As we closed out the 2017 CDC series, we were fired up. Our regional team was excited. We were going to make this the year that we had the brightest future, not just as a region, but each individual member. But little did I know that less than a week after we closed out CDC, my family would be looking to all of our BNI members, our BNI community, our BNI family, to bring sunshine to our lives. Little did I know that our family would be looking to our BNI community to help us piece back together our lives when the 5 of us were escaping the terror of 1,100 bullets raining down on us in America's worst mass shooting. We left CDC on top of the world. Like, it couldn't get any better. And then someone flipped a switch real quick. In the months to follow, I realized change is the constant. None of us are immune to it. We may think that everything's going along great. In fact, the night before the incident, I can vividly remember speaking with my husband Adam about how our life was perfect. And we had 3 wonderful boys, and we love our business and great people in our lives. And I really, I remember like it was yesterday, and then, without any notice, our lives were changed. All of us, every single one of us, will be tested from time to time at different levels, in different life situations, with different significance, but every single one of us will be tested. It's our ability to bounce forward that will help us to continue to be a success, or to be even more successful. It's inevitable. All of us are going to face varying setbacks of one kind or another, whether it's in business, in life, in your relationships. Maybe you've set weight loss goals, maybe you've set business goals. Every single one of us will face setbacks. But we have the opportunity to use those setbacks to inspire growth and to turn those setbacks into opportunities. See, being part of the BNI community, it gave me a safe place to be around really positive people that inspired me to not only get out of bed when I didn't want to or feel like I could, but inspired me to be an even better person, to make a bigger difference, to live my life with more significance. I needed to move forward in a more optimal way, and our BNI members inspired that. So I thank you for brightening my future and for bringing sunshine into my life when our family needed it the most. When things are hard, sometimes the best thing that we can do is drown out what's wrong with what's right. Focus more on doing the things that are working and that feel good instead of focusing on those challenges. It's true that some of our ability to bounce back or to have resilience or to work through these setbacks is part of our genetic makeup. Some of it is luck. But I believe the majority of what allows us to bounce back or bounce forward or work through these challenges is our environment, the people that we surround ourselves with. The people that are the ones sitting in this room have the ability to help inspire other people to bounce back. It's our peers, our parents, our coworkers, educators, our mentors, our community, all of these people, the people that you wrote on your sunshine badge, those are the people who will become the ones that support you and play a vital role in shaping who you become. So life's going to throw us curveballs. Any of you had a curveball thrown in your, not in baseball, in life? In life? Yes. Do we get a lot of notice? Normally none at all. But when we face something and we're part of something, when we face something terrible, or we face a hardship, or a setback, or a challenge, even a frustration, and we're part of something as incredible as our BNI community, we don't have to face those things alone. With a caring heart and an encouraging hand, each and every one of you can play a role in supporting each other through your biggest hardships, your biggest challenges, to help you achieve your greatest successes. I believe strongly that in order to be successful, that you have to have a bigger purpose. A sense of purpose that's beyond you, that's about other people. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's your employees, maybe it's a mentor along the way, but it's essential to your success to not just be working for yourself. A lot of people that are struggling, they focus on the how. How am I going to get through this challenge? How am I going to come back from this illness? How will I live my life without this person that I loved? How will I move on without the job that I had? We focus on the how. I'm not telling you to ignore those things. Those are all very important questions, but I think the most important question is why. If you have a strong why, you can work through any how, focusing on that why. Resiliency. Resilience. What does it mean to you? I don't think getting back to where we were before is enough. I don't think getting back to the baseline is enough. You don't go through a hardship, a challenge, a setback, a frustration just to get back to where you were. You have to use it as an opportunity to bounce forward, not bounce back. Bounce forward. Think of all the different things that come up in your life. And if we just went back to the baseline, we would never grow. We would never get better. We would never have those opportunities to learn from and share in other people's lives. Can you think of a time in business? Maybe everything's going great. You get this new great office. The phone is ringing off the hook. Like, you can't keep up with the calls and the referrals, and you're reaching all your goals. You're surpassing your goals. It's incredible. And then, the next day, it happens. You experience that first setback. Many of you been there before? Yeah. Maybe your best employee decides to move in a different direction with their career when you are at the busiest time ever. Maybe you suffer office damage, a break-in or a fire. Maybe you lose your largest client. In the case of BNI, our founder, Dr. Ivan Meisner, lost his biggest client. And instead of using that as a setback, he used it as an opportunity, and that's when BNI was born. Lost his biggest client, that setback changed the lives of countless people across the globe, more than we could ever imagine. I mean, it's endless. All because of a setback that he turned into an opportunity. So, I will tell you, ever since BNI was founded, over 30 years ago now, one thing has remained consistent, and it's the same in our lives. It's the same in business. And that is that we're always going to go through cycles. Our chapters are always going to go through cycles. And typically, the cycles become a distraction when we don't feel like we have the tools and the support or the resilience to get through it and be better. So, I think the determining factor in a chapter's success hinges completely on the individual member's ability to work through the change, the challenge, the setback with a positive attitude and using that as an opportunity to bounce forward. Oftentimes, the most painful situations in our lives are the ones that set us off in the strongest direction. They are the beginning of that upward cycle. Like, nothing's going to hold me back. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to prove them wrong. Or I'm not going to let that one person change my life in a negative way. You know, we can be an impact on someone's life for brightening their future, but we can also do the opposite. So it's important that we're using these experiences to make a difference, to change people's lives. So let's talk a little bit about how this relates to your chapter. Think back when you first started in BNI. For some of you, that was a long time ago. Yeah, we've got, 26 years. Yeah. We have some very long-term members in here. Think back to when you first started in BNI and you received that first referral. Or you gave that first referral, it felt so good. Or that member stood up for the first time and read a written testimonial about you in front of all your peers. Visitors were showing up all the time. The energy was off the hook. How many of you felt like that when you joined BNI? Oh my gosh, the energy. Yes? Yes. Please tell me I wasn't the only one. It was incredible. That's what we call the honeymoon phase, right? It's one of the cycles. Everything is perfect. We don't think it could get any better. We have the best chapter. You probably do have one of the best chapters. Our SoCal BNI chapters are incredible. Our members are amazing. But the reality is, it can always be better. So life was good. BNI life was good when we first joined, and we're excited, and everything's fresh. And then we lose a member. Someone gets a new job. They move away. And we look at these things as negatives. Maybe they have a family. And they affect us as chapter members because we miss them and they're gone. But think about what great opportunities those are for them. And without BNI, maybe it wouldn't have been possible. How many of you can relate to the cycles? The cycles that I'm referring to in your chapter, in your life, personally, professionally. You can shout it out. Yeah? Is this resonating with anyone? Yeah. Let me tell you, if you haven't had a setback yet and you're sitting here thinking, why is she talking about this? I don't need to be resilient. On September 30th, I wish I would have been sitting in the seat learning how to be resilient. I wish there was a lesson for me to know how to bounce forward. Because the people sitting in this room, the city boys and my husband, were depending on me to bounce forward. And there was no class. There was, I could read all day online. It's different when you're hearing it from someone in person. And every single one of you will have a setback outside of BNI and BNI, and it'll happen. And if you haven't yet, high five to you. But when it does, I hope that some of these ideas today help you to work through them. So, I have one specific goal as I talk with you today. And I think it's a pretty simple goal. It's very specific. And it's to inspire people. But more importantly, I want to be that person where someday you look back and say, Jenny, because of you, I didn't give up. I was so close to reaching my goal, and I was feeling defeated and frustrated, and I thought back to what you said, and I didn't give up. So that is why I'm talking about resilience. Because members do leave. They give up on themselves. Sometimes we believe in them more than they believe in themselves. So I have 5 things that I think will help you to build better and stronger resiliency. The first one is to take responsibility for where you are, specifically where you are as a leader. Identifying what you want and where you want to go and the why. Basically setting your goals, but getting crystal clear on what these goals are and the why behind the goals. Do any of you struggle with finding the why?
Yes.
You know, a lot of times when I ask people, what's your purpose? What's your why? Do you know what their response is? My family. Okay, that's a reason, but is that really your why? Or is that a result of something deeper? Sometimes you can identify the why by looking at the stakes, what you have to miss out on if you don't reach your goals. So thinking about it the other way. If it's not a meaningful enough goal, you're not going to reach it. You're not going to stay the course. It has to be significant. It has to be crystal clear. When you think about resilience and your ability to bounce forward and how it impacts your family, how it impacts your customers, how it impacts your referral partners, is that meaningful? There are people depending on you to bring sunshine into their lives, to connect them with their ideal referral partner, to put food on their table, to send your kids to college. The list goes on. So as a leader, you have to take responsibility for where you are, where you want to go, and your why. The second idea I'd like for you to think about is that it will get better. I promise you. It will get better. Even if it's already great. Even if you feel like, oh my goodness, man, our chapter, we closed out $2 million. We added 21 members last year. We are like rocking and rolling. It can still get better, even from that standpoint. There's always that opportunity to make it better. Here's the thing. It's going to take work. We can't only do the fun things and expect success. I think you can tell, to me, BNI is pretty fun. I love it. But it's work. I can't only do the fun things. You know, the only species that can get away with doing the fun things are dogs. I mean, think about it. Like, that's all they focus on is doing the fun things and being happy. And they're a huge success. Unfortunately, we have to do work to be successful. But know it will get better and it will be worth it. Number 3 is to take action. It's so easy to live life with excuses and justifications of, I can't do it, or I'll do it later. I don't have time for it, I'm busy. Those are excuses. We gotta take action. The reason why many people don't become who they want to be is because they're too attached to who they already are. Oh, that was a good one, huh? Yeah!
Yes.
Was it worth the price of admission? Yes! Great! Yeah, I hear it all the time. This is how I've always been. This is how our chapter's always been. This is our culture. I mean, this is the only way I've ever done it. So we have to look at where we want to go, and we have to take action and not be afraid to leave who we currently are to bounce forward and become something better. Don't wait to know everything. Don't wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. The perfect time is right now. Every single day, making a choice to do something significant and positive and meaningful to make a difference in other people's lives. I want you to ask yourself, what is the smallest thing? The smallest thing I can do to bounce someone's life forward, to make an impact on their life, to bounce our chapter forward. What is the smallest thing I can do right now that would have an impact, a huge impact? It doesn't have to be big things. For me, it was literally getting out of bed. Most people just do it. Not a big deal, right? Just every single day, massive action. Believe it. Believe it!
Yeah.
Yes! This is sometimes the most challenging point. Because we start getting frustrated and feeling defeated. Oh, we've already tried this. We've done this before. Visitor's Day. Right? Believe in yourself. Believe in your team. Let me tell you, I believe in every single one of you. Every single one of you was approved to serve on the leadership and support team role because I personally believe in you. And I know the people on our regional support team feel the same way. 100%. Don't be afraid to celebrate your successes. Don't be afraid to tell people what you had to go through to get where you are. That might be just enough to inspire someone to bounce forward. Success leaves clues all over the place. We just need to pick them up. We just need to identify them and then celebrate them. And finally, show gratitude and appreciation. Appreciating what we have trains our brain to look at things from a whole different perspective, from a positive mindset. I believe this is probably the fundamental ingredient to build resiliency, by the way, is appreciation and gratefulness. And I also think it's really hard because naturally our bodies, our minds, tend to go to the negative. We are hardwired to look at the negative first. You have to train yourself to look at the positive. To appreciate the things that you have in your life and that being enough. Happy people are not necessarily grateful. But grateful people are certainly happier. Too often when things go wrong, people focus only on the problems in front of them. One of the reasons why I think that gratitude is so important is it helps you to build your resilience, and it practices the as we practice the gratitude, it reminds us of how much we have to be thankful for. It doesn't, I'm not at all suggesting ignore the problems. You don't ignore the problems and they just go away. However, if you multiply the things that are already working in your life, the things that you're already finding success with, your strengths, the things you have to be appreciative of, those will continue to multiply. You all the way in the back, every single one of you, you are the leaders of your chapter. The leaders in your industry. Maybe the leaders of other organizations, charitable organizations. As a leader, when you make the biggest commitment, you work the hardest, you run the fastest, and your energy becomes contagious. The people on your team want to do the work to double down and help you reach whatever goals have been set. But you have to be that leader. You have to inspire the greatness in others. Leadership doesn't only require a vision. It requires the tenacity to turn the opportunities, the setbacks, into successes. If we cannot control the tides of change, we can learn to build a better boat. It's no secret that I love country music. So when you leave here today, I want you to listen to the song by Kenny Chesney called Build a Better Boat. Very impactful. And as we build a better boat, it allows us to shift more fluidly from one setback, from one circumstance to the next, empowering us to weather any storm. Sometimes we have to fight the battle we were given without any promise of success. My family's understanding of pain and resilience on October 1st was nothing like our understanding of pain and resilience now, today. But the worst of life couldn't take the best out of us. It was not going to happen. Every challenge that we successfully conquer serves to strengthen not only our will, but our confidence, and therefore our ability to confront the future. Every challenge that our families faced since then gives us more purpose, more reason why it is so important that we brighten your futures. And yes, my kids were yellow. And they believe in spreading sunshine and making a difference. And to see them find the good in people after something so bad happened is the ultimate definition of resilience. So the next time you find yourself standing in front of that huge mountain that feels impossible to climb, whether it involves your job or your life, your family or your business, I want you to remember that you determine whether an experience makes you bitter or brighter. Let's